What's going, yo? Y'all see the position at this chair, dog. I just had to switch up for some new and you also don't see the jacket here because I just wanted to try something new. Maybe you see it in the next video, but maybe not. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this video because we have a bunch of NFL playoff games that we have to talk about over the weekend, and that is we saw the Ravens Texans, we saw the Niners Green Bay, we saw um, Chiefs Bills, then we saw Lions Bucks. And let's go ahead and get into the Saturday game. That was the Ravens and the Chiefs. Now I really don't have too much to say for the Ravens because the only thing I could really say is Mike McDaniel, the coach, not Mike McDaniel, Mike McDonald, the defensive coordinator for the Ravens. He definitely gonna get a head coaching job, and if he don't get a head coaching job, and let's say they make it to the Super Bowl and actually win the Super Bowl, they have a chance to go back to back, and that's if they don't go through the war of attrition of winning a Super after the aftermath of winning a Super Bowl because boy, I tell you, this defense is legit. They fly around on the field like Marlon Humphrey didn't even play yesterday, and somehow their defense didn't skip a beat. They only gave up one field goal, and the touchdown the Texans scored was off special teams, dog. Dog, they was CJ Stroud feel comfortable in the pocket whatsoever. And let's go ahead and talk about CJ Stroud and the Texans. They have nothing to be mad about because this season was an overachieving season for them. I expected them to probably be like a 4-win team because, in my opinion, I'm not going to front like everybody else. I thought this receiving core was not good because Nico Collins he didn't take the leap yet. I Now Tank Dell he had some juice to him. Let me see, Robert Woods I didn't think that was good. Hutchinson, he was like a jet sweep guy. He was still a jet sweep guy with the Texans, and that's really it. Noah Brown, like nobody was like expecting this receiving core to actually do pretty good for C.J. Stroud, and also Dalton Schultz for example, he was all right, but I expect that Brevin Jordan, also the other tight end. Now Brevin Jordan, I actually thought he got some wheels to him, but I didn't think he was that fast what he showed in that Browns game. But yeah, this was an overachieving season for them. Now they do have to go through an adjustment period next year when Bobby Slow, the offensive coordinator for the Texans, is going to leave because now they're going to have a different play caller. I don't know if they're going to hire within because offensive coordinators tend to try to take uh people in their staff that actually work within the office and stuff like that. So if that transpired, the Texans gonna have to try to salvage the offense somehow because they definitely gonna have to go through a adjustment period next year. So let's go ahead and talk about the other game. That's the Niners and the Packers. Now I was going for the Packers. Now I did say the Niners was going to win this game. I did say that, but in reality, I just wanted the Packers to win because Jordan Love had probably the top three best starters made in the playoffs. Now you could say Lamar, you could say Detroit, and you could say Jordan Love. And Detroit and Lamar, they can go back and forth for me. Now, well, not well. Either of those three can be interchangeable for me to be honest with you. But let's go ahead and get back to what I was saying. So the Green Bay Packers, I was going for them. They have nothing to be mad about either, to be honest with you, because this I wouldn't say it's an over. Well, you could say it was a slightly overachieving season for them because they have a coach that went to the conference championship before. So maybe they don't view it as an overachieving season. Maybe they don't. I don't know because I believe people in the defense. I know Jair Alexander, for example, he expressed to the media at one point that the defense had to do a better job because they got an offense that's young and they trying to figure things out. I remember he said this, so maybe there is some eternal belief that this probably was an overachieving season for them. Man, I probably got so damn. I'm so excited to get this video out to y'all. But yeah, the Green Bay Packers, I like what they did. Now, I saw a discussion saying should they get a number one receiver. Now, that's gonna have some drawbacks to it because with the number one receiver tag, they gonna have to get all the targets. You're gonna have to look their way first, no matter what, and you're gonna have to play some type of buddy ball with them. So With the receiving core they got now, you really don't have too many personalities. Everybody like what, third to like sixth round receivers and stuff like that. You don't have to worry about anybody really getting out of line and trying, stir some problems up. Maybe until they get that second contract, you gonna see stuff like that. But as of right now, they should keep as is. Romeo Dobbs is just fine as their you could say pseudo number one target, because Christian Watson, he was supposed to be that guy, but he got some type of hamstring nerve issue that keeps popping up, and they trying to get to the bottom of that so that don't happen the next year. Uh, they defense actually been performed. The Packers defense performed well this postseason. To be honest, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that against the Niners. I thought the Niners was just gonna, run their traditional offense. Now down the stretch, they did start the buckle, but it's so much stopping you can do with that 49ers offense. The Packers should easily close that game out, but Jordan Love, he threw two picks down the stretch of that game, and he just wasn't himself. And they had a chance to tie it or take the lead by 7, but they kicker missed the field goal. So it just things like that. Like, you're not going to win, but with Jordan Love and this experience, now he knows not to like try throws like that in the clutch of a playoff game or any game of that magnitude. But yeah, let's go to the Niners. No, the Niners, they on a collision course to the Super Bowl. It's quite simple to be real with you. If they don't get it done this year, I don't know when it's gonna be their time, because you have folks getting priced out from the Niners, because next year they definitely going to lose Brandon Ayuk. They have Randy Gregory on the books. I don't know why they traded for him, to be honest with you. They have Chase Young. They probably gonna have to worry about. I don't know if they're gonna re-sign him or not. And to be real with you, yeah, that's really all I got for the 49ers. Everybody expected them to go to a conference championship game. Everybody expected them to go to the Super Bowl as well. So we'll see how that works out. And also Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel do not play against the Lions. The Lions actually have a better shot to win that game than I originally thought. So let's go to Sunday's game and let's talk about the Lions. So the Lions, this is an overachieving season for them. Uh, I to be honest with you, I think I expected 9 wins from this group. And then just the Lions as a whole, they've been through a lot. Like in our 100-year history, this century, they went 0-16 at one point, and they had multiple losing seasons right after that. Even with a great, not well, yeah, you can say a great elite quarterback in Matthew Stafford, who's at least like top 10 to 12 year in year out, and they still was like having a losing season, and they just couldn't get over the hump. And everybody felt bad for the Lions. Like, everybody legit felt bad for the Lions, but Lions fans as of right now deserve the gratitude. They deserve everything that's coming to them, and if they get to the Super Bowl, man, it's gonna be very hard to say who's a better story between Lamar and Detroit, because man, because like you cannot go wrong either way. Like, I know, like, people like myself, and probably gonna go for the Ravens, because folks want to see Lamar Jackson actually succeed, especially the things he went through in the off seasons. Folks, the ownership probably doing some type of collusion and try uh prevent other QBs of the future to try to get that big time money that folks was looking for. It was just, and then folks said his play style was not working, all that crap. I know Lamar Jackson got all of it ready to unload, dog. I just know it. If he wins the Super Bowl, just be prepared for it. Just be prepared for it. It's probably gonna be worse than 2022 still. I'm just gonna let you know. But yeah, the Lions, I just like their pieces, man. Especially the two from Alabama. Those are my guys, Jameer Gibbs and Brian Branch. I just knew they was gonna do well for the Lions, because they was elite prospects coming out of Alabama. Jameer Gibbs, like I mentioned in my last video, he's gonna beat you on quick burst stuff. If you throw him a screen pass, you better watch out, because he's going to take it to the house. You see when he got that one angle against the Buccaneers, as soon as he got that little crease, he's gone. And he beat Antoine Whitfield, and he hit his head on the goalpost. So you better contain him while you can. If not, he's like a contender for getting into the end zone every time. But Yeah, they receiving core. I got Jameson Williams, for example. That's another guy from Alabama. He didn't probably get as many receptions, but he didn't need to get that many receptions because they have Amon-Ra St. Brown. They worry about, and they got what's his name, Josh Reynolds, I believe that's his first name. They have him and stuff like that. So yeah, I just in their defense has been like hot cold for me recently because they have almost like what they showed against the Buccaneers. They showed that they can hang and they can impose their will on offense. And you have other ones where they just get bullied down the field. The offense converting first downs and stuff like that at a high rate. And yeah, they just I don't know. But it all gonna come like down to the defense. To be honest, because I feel like they offense can be stoppable. It can be stoppable, and that's why you have to turn this into like a physical game where you have to fight back and try to get your offense on short fields and stuff like that. So yeah, that's really all I got for the Lions. This will be a great story for them, and if they get to the Super Bowl, I will be happy for them. I definitely be happy for them. And then we go to our next matchup. That is the Chiefs and the Buccaneers, and this is where I'm gonna probably do my most dialogue on this game. So let's talk about the Buffalo Bills real quick. This may be their time to maybe either get a new voice in the locker room or just explore breaking this team up because year after year after year after year after year. They had these high expectations. Oh, Josh Allen gonna be a Super Bowl caliber MVP type quarterback and stuff like that. He's gonna win MVP. The expectation of him winning MVP each year it's just very crazy to me. Like I understand he's like a top 3 QB in this game, but he be having these spells in the season where it's just like, dog, like what are you doing? That's why ultimately he just don't win MVP because of that reason right there. Uh, what else I gotta say? Stephon Diggs. Now, Stephon Diggs, dog, all this complaining he did in the off season and stuff behind the scenes. Then you had his brother mid season just rant about Josh Allen for some reason. Very odd to me. Very odd bunch. And then you go on and drop that wonderful pass by Josh Allen, and you let them one hit you right in the hands and you just drop it. In the first play of the game, you fumbled the ball. That could have been momentum changer right there. So yeah, Stephon Diggs, I think he definitely has to go. He definitely has to go. It feels like it's just bad vibes, and then he come out of the field and just play like that. And folks ask the question: is he even top 10 anymore? Well, once we do these receiver rankings after the season, we definitely gonna have to think about that because I don't know, man. I don't know. Folks thought he was like a perennial top 5 receiver. At this moment in time, I'm not sure. But let's go into the Chiefs. The Chiefs, I was not expecting this, to be honest with you. I was not expecting this. I did not think they would end up going to a conference championship game again. I did not think so. You know, it just speaks to the greatness of Patrick Mahomes, dog. Because he had to go through a season where folks dropping passes left and right. You had Travis Kelce, going through his good decline. But even though he still had a great season, though, for his standard, it just folks got to realize he's getting triple T every play because they don't trust the other receivers outside. So that's why he's getting the bulk of the attention. And, and then Isaiah Pacheco, he's giving them juice in the run game. This also opening things for the Chiefs offense. And yeah, I'm just gonna continue to say, I was not expecting this. I was not expecting this whatsoever. Also, the Chiefs defense. This is the best defense of the Patrick Mahomes era. I'm going to continue to say it, and everybody else going to continue to say it. This is the best defense Patrick Mahomes has had in his entire career. It just speaks to the fact that even though they're a dynasty, they still is evolving in ways that we haven't seen before. Because we saw explosive offense. We saw them coming down to earth a little bit of their explosive offense because they was everybody playing too high and not trying to let everything go past them. They had to go through that shit. They had to Tyreek Hill up. They had to worry about they had to get guys like Juju Smith involved and MVS. They trade for Kadarius, stuff like that. They have the same speed and burst over the top and actual catchable, not catchable, but actual handsy receivers after Tyreek Hill left. So, and they went through that phase. Then once they didn't resign Juju, then we saw what we just saw this year. So, and then they defense, even though their defense was like bad at the beginning, they started to evolve too, and they started to take the place of the Chiefs offense now being the best portion of the team. Even though they have the best QB in the league, their defense has definitely stepped up a ton. They have McDuffie, Snead, Justin Reed. They have Nick Bolton. They have Chris Jones, Karlaftis. I'm forgetting the other folks' name. Um, I'm forgetting the other folks' name. But yeah, they defense has been very improving and evolving each year, year in, year out. They offense, I wouldn't say well, you can say it took a step back because their receiving talent they definitely gonna have to address in the all season. And if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl right here, bro, we probably gonna have to do the thing we did with Tom Brady, just full on hate, and hopefully a Chiefs scandal come out or something because this is ridiculous. Patrick Mahomes, dog, I don't know, man. This is crazy. 6 for 6. He 6 years as a starter, you make it to 6 conference championship appearance. That's like never. We never seen this before. We just haven't seen it before ever. But yeah, the reason why I said this is gonna be probably my longest dialogue in this video because here's why. I see something on Twitter, right? And folks do this thing where folks just blame the QB no matter what. And I just truly dislike that. I just truly dislike that because in this game right here, in the Buffalo Bills game, so Josh Allen, Pro Football Focus. I know folks don't like this, don't like that company because of how favorable or unfavorable they are towards certain players and stuff like that. But they do this category where they trade big time throws, and that's where I could tell a company is actually looking at the game because big time throws not only track throws that are like actual receptions, they actually track throws when they actually get dropped. And in my opinion, Josh Allen in this game had 3 big time throws, and they all got sold. It was with Sherfield. I believe that's at Sherfield. He dropped one early ball. I think it was on the boundary or something. Then he had another one, and I believe it was like a seam or something like that. It was some type of, was it like a seam or like a dig route or something? He couldn't put his hands on the ball there. Then Stephon Diggs. That's why I'm complaining about Stephon Diggs. Josh Allen threw a seed down that scene, well, not down the scene, but on the boundaries, dog. And he put them right on the money. And Stephon Diggs dropped it. So I'm trying to see how in the world we can blame a QB when I just named you 3 big time throws he made and actually was accurate. It was accurate passes. Now maybe one was probably inaccurate in all of those passes. That was probably the second one to Sherfield, but the rest of those passes were definitely accurate. It was in their hands, and they just dropped it. But folks want to say, "Oh, Josh Allen, he just didn't do it though." And then they bring up like Lamar Jackson. Oh, we do this thing with Lamar Jackson. Well, we just say he got to get it done. One thing, it just cannot be true for everybody, dog. And if anything, it's not even true for Lamar Jackson himself because he had to go through a portion of the season where the receiver was not catching passes and he just straight up selling him. Like, for example, after the Steelers game, folks were saying, "Oh, is Lamar Jackson living up to his contract?" Folks were saying no and all this stuff, and they were purposely for the fact, "Oh, I understand he had receivers drop passes, but he got the most fumbles and turnovers in the clip." Like, what are you doing? It wouldn't have been a clutch game if those receivers would have caught those passes. And it's the same for the Buffalo Bills. They could have been, and also in this Buffalo Bills game, a kicker missed a field goal to tie it up. But it's Josh Allen's fault. He should did more. He should gone out there and try to kick that field goal. He should gone out there and try to catch 3 balls that was in the receiver's hands. And one of those balls went to his max receiver. His max contract receiver. Like, the stuff we do for certain QBs is nasty. And now folks try to say, oh, he's not Lamar and Patrick Mahomes combo. Yes, he is. He's definitely in tier 1, and then in tier 2, you can argue for the rest of them. Well, stop. This stop. I feel bad for Josh Allen and the crew because every time they lose, it's just nasty dialogue, and folks just think he's just straight up not good all of a sudden. It's wild to me, bro. It's very, very wild to me the discourse these QBs get when their situation is like on paper that is literally not their fault at all. It's really not their fault at all. You know. Now, when a QB actually stick it up the place, like let's say Josh Allen threw like 1 or 2 picks in that game. If he threw even 1 pick in that game, I feel it's his fault because you cannot throw a pick in this situation when you're in a high intense playoff game. If he did that, I understand your criticism. But the fact that he threw no picks, I believe he had a couple turnover worthy plays, but he also had 3 big time worthy plays though, which was in the receiver's hand and they just dropped it. But yeah, I'm going on a little rant at the end of this video. I'm sorry y'all, but I just had to get that off my chest, and I didn't want to make this a separate video. So yeah, that's all I got for today's video, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what I should make next. And yeah, if you like this video, I'm out. I gotta stop, man. I gotta prove my endings, dog. I hate that, man. Dang.